hello. Welcome. Come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. So, guys, this is my review recap for Sistas, okay? Child, full circle moments, okay? Season 6, episode 2. Baby, we back with the whole hot ass mess, y'all, okay? It's a lot of foolishness and foolery going on. We got Gary waiting in the bed with these flowers talking about, I've been a real bad boy, child. I want to stomp him the hell on out. And speaking of stomping, okay, Preston had to come back and save Danny because, attacker boy that she ran over decided he was going to come back up in her house saying he wasn't done with him yet. Danny tried to give him a run for his money. She was holding it down as best as she could, okay? But the trash that he is, he ended up getting the upper hand and Preston came through, honey. I said, whip that trick, okay? Whoop him like the Hulk whipped freaking Loki, all right? Up and down and all up and through here, Preston. I was here for every single minute of it, all right, y'all? Now, child, Andy talking about she gonna leave Gary one day, and Danny said, is it before the wedding or after the divorce? I really don't give a damn, to be honest with y'all. Y'all already know. Of course, Maurice is still going through the motions. He trying to figure out what the heck he gonna do, whether they gonna be getting this job back. He telling, Sabrina to go ahead and hit up corporate. She like, boo, I already did that too little too late, you know what I'm saying? And we still, of course, are going to save Karen for the last little seconds, okay, for Pam to roll on up to the salon and be like, oh, my God. And, Aaron can't seem to find her no daggone where. So, of course, he is basically like, Pam, what is it? Okay, child. Lord have mercy. Y'all done left Karen in this damn salon all this time. Nobody ain't called her. Nobody ain't checked on her. Nobody ain't know that she was missing in action. Okay. So we already know how that story was going to go. Now, moving right on along, honey. Hayden is being played, and I love to see it, but I was confused as why we all of a sudden asking Fatima about money. Now, speaking of Fatima, she rushing out to go to work. Zach trying to fix her up this breakfast, and he's basically saying he want to go see what's going on with his son. Baby mama talking about she getting from work and leave him playing with his toys all day while she sleep. She hold him down while her cousin is working, and then when she's working, the cousin watch him for her. So, Zach said he got to go see what's going on. Child, let's talk about it all. Break it on down. Take it from the top. You know how we do. So, y'all, we start out the episode. Of course, we are seeing Andy driving, Danny home. And she's just basically, trying to say that, Danny's asking, like, you using them. She was like, Gary and his donkey, okay, because Andy was like, who? So, of course, Andy want to talk about, can we not talk about Gary? And Danny was like, oh, it's funny because we talk about me all day. And then Andy says, I love you, Danny, but, what I'm saying, not now. She's like, we love you, just stop it. Everyone gets their shot in the hot seat or whatever. It's been that way since we was in college. And you know that, right? And so Danny is just basically looking at her when she say that, like, girl, okay, whatever, So she basically was like, Danny tells her, I know y'all love me. I know y'all concerned, but y'all do be doing way too damn much already. Y'all need to back the hell on up. And, all of a sudden, Andy want to talk about, we should allow people to be able to have their own journey, okay? That's fair. So now all of a sudden we want to have our own journeys, when we putting up, you on the hot seat. So, of course, Danny was like, that's a revelation, like you and Gary. So, again, she like, can we just leave him out of it? And I'm going to leave him one day. And, of course, this is when Danny is basically like, girl, when, okay? Yeah, I believe you, you know what I'm saying? But is this going to be before the wedding or after divorce? That is the question that inquiring minds would like to know. So, of course, she's still like, Danny, girl, okay, leave it alone. And Danny just basically shrugs and was like, listen, all I'm saying is, let the shit go before it goes too far. You always let it go too far before you finally decide to break it off. So Andy talking about some, I know. I said, child, do you really? Me and Danny is going, okay, girl, right? So now we want to turn up the music and be like, I love this song. So she's like, oh, you don't want to talk about nothing no more right now. All of a sudden you want to talk about this song. And she telling Danny, yeah, this is a good song. It's a new song. I love this song. She was like, yeah, but as long as we was talking about me, it was okay. Now all of a sudden you worried about a little old ratchet song on the radio. Girl. So at this point, Andy is like, I got a better idea. We could just sit in silence, child. Child. Okay, girl, Danny says we can meditate, right? So she was like, it's a nice little drive, it's a late drive or whatever the case may be, and she's all smiles because she's like, we in this great car. And of course she thinking about the fact that Gary is on her bed laying. So she just really want to hurry up and drop Danny off so she could go ahead and get over to him. All right, Andy, you ain't got nobody fooled, child. So Danny get home and she like, oh, I'm so glad I finally got rid of these chicks. They ain't gonna be here to bother me. I could go ahead and relax, release now, unwind and just be to myself. Them bitches is gone. But lo and behold, baby, Mr. Trash Ass decides, and I want to know too why everybody fridge is empty, child. Danny opened up that fridge and it was only 3 bottles in there. Y'all don't eat no food. But anyway, Trash behind is there and he talking about something. You think I was going to let you get away with what you did. And Danny like, I know you freaking lying, okay? I already done had to deal with these girls. I had to deal with Preston. I had to deal with all the shenanigans. I tried to get out and relax. And now here you are in my freaking place. How the hell did he even get in? What's really good? Okay, Danny, do you be leaving the door open? I need to know. But nonetheless, he up in there, and Danny was just like, listen, okay, now I gotta go ahead, okay, and I gotta fight you, all right? And she does a good thing. She's telling him to get the hell up out the house, and he talking about, nah, we gonna finish this tonight or whatever. She said, oh, yeah, yeah, you right, we are gonna finish this, and she go ahead and pop him upside the head. Now, meanwhile, Preston was just about to knock at the door. He listens, and I guess he hears some talking and is basically like, damn, just figuring like she's with somebody else. So he actually goes back downstairs to leave, and I'm like, no, Preston, don't leave, stay there so you can hear the rest of it, child. But he doesn't. So in the meantime, he don't walked away. They fighting. Now Danny was getting the upper hand at first. She was giving this boy a good old run for the money and trying to get to the knife, and he ends up coming, throwing her. She doesn't get to the knife, and then he has the upper hand. Child, I'm like, Preston, come back. Okay, but he was not coming back, and we got this trash behind on top of Danny, just, welling on her, and she fighting for her damn life at this point. And I'm like, Tyler, why are you playing with my emotions? Why did you bring this raggedy ass man back? Now, in the meantime, Preston down in the car talking to himself, and he's basically like, what am I doing? Where should I go? Oh, God, she's in there having sex. I'm like, no, she's not in there having sex. She in there fighting for her damn life. He talking about some, and turning on the damn ignition. And I'm like, no, turn it off. He want to talk about some bump you, Zanny. I said, no, bump you, Preston, if you don't get your behind back up there to that damn apartment, boy, and stop playing with me, okay? So back upstairs, we still seeing them fighting. He's still on top of Danny. At this point, he trying to choke her the hell out and every freaking thing else, okay? And I was like, Lord, y'all gonna just still keep playing with me. Y'all gonna play with me and run my damn blood pressure up. I cannot take this nonsense right now. So finally, Preston comes back up and he busts on in there. And I said, yes, Preston, get in that ass, boy. Okay, give him a 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. All right, and let him see how it is to fight a damn man. You can fight a freaking woman, right? And then Danny go ahead and jump in there, and she's starting to kick him too. Okay, kick. All right, and so Preston pull her off and start telling her to calm down. It's over with. Stop. I got you. I'm here. You are okay, baby. All right. And I said, nah, we could kick him some more. Okay. Since you want to come up in people's house talking about you ain't finished, honey, then let's now, let me be finished with you. Okay. And see how you like dumb apples. Right. But now he down for the count. Okay. And, of course, he just keeps telling her, I got you. And Danny was like, what he did to me. And he is able to, eventually calm her on down, child. I said, Lord of mercy. So now moving on from there, Andy get home. We walking in. We seeing Gary crusty behind laying with all these flowers on the bed. Child, I would have been like, who cleaning up these damn flowers? All right. That's what I want to know. So he talking about some, oh, hey, baby, and, how you doing and all that. And she coming in smiling, look at you. She rubbing up his damn freaking leg and acting like she doing the itsy bitsy spider, okay? So he talking about some, oh, I've been a bad boy, okay? And she was like, oh, have you, child? When he said that I've been a bad boy, I wanted her to say, get the hell up out of my house, because bad boys don't belong up in here, okay? I'm so freaking sick and tired of damn Gary and Andy, but it is what it is, child. So she basically like, oh, have you? Well, bad boys, they go on punishment. So what is your punishment going to be? And he just a cheesing, oh, what's it going to be? What is it going to be, right? Thinking he about to get some, and she was like, yeah, we need to talk, right? So he was like, talk, Andy, and she like, So he is like, don't you see me lying here? She was like, yeah, it's so tempting. I said, child, we all see you lying there, and we don't want to see it, all right? Put your damn clothes on. But she telling him they need to talk first. She was like, you at the office, that's the conversation we need to have. She like, yeah, we got to talk about that. We need to talk about that. And he's saying everything is all right, and she's like, I know everything is all right. And he was like, yeah, because you helped him, of course he want to flip it back around to that. And she's like, Gary, I don't got time to be playing no games with you. You can't be playing games in my place of business. And he telling her how he not playing games. She like, okay, well then what exactly are you doing? What is your plan? So he talking about some, why you protected him? And she was like, he's saying, you gave him information and whatever the case may be to help him. And she's like, you crossed the line. And he was like, so you go and tell him what I was up to? So she's like, you don't see that there's a freaking bigger issue here? Like, at the end of the day, I think you need to go home. I said, yes, girl, now you talking my language. So he was like, no, we're just having a discussion. She was like, no, you keep trying to control me. He said, you're not trying to control me. She was like, yeah, you tried to take over my damn job. There ain't no much more control than that. You doing all of this because you don't like Robin. And she was like, money cannot, buy everything. He talking about, I'm not trying to buy everything. And she was like, oh, just me. No, baby. He over here reaching for her, and she was like, I think you should go home, you should leave. So he want to talk about something, you really want me to go home? It's late and all of this, come on, oh my God. He was like, what are we doing here? You're doing all of this because of Robin. And she was like, no, I'm doing this because you did all of this just because you don't like Robin, and you basically feeling threatened to him. Like, every guy that I work with, you're gonna basically try to do something to them or get rid of them or whatever. So he over here talking about some, it's late, I want to just stay here with you. So she was like, okay, yeah, you could stay here, but you could go ahead and lay in the guest room. I said, girl, no, not the guest room, honey. In your damn house, okay? In your car. I don't care where the hell you go, but get the hell up out of here, okay? You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. But he asking if she's serious right now, and then she's basically like, yes, I am, okay? Child, and he talking about something, all right, you know what I'm saying? So she's basically like, okay. And she get on up to, I guess, go in the bathroom and prepare herself for the bed. I said, did he move them damn flowers or did he leave them there? Because I ain't in the mood to go lay on no damn flowers, all right? He talking about some good night and just walking out. Child. And then she's sitting there looking freaking like she don't know whether she should, have put him in the guest room or not. Bye, girl. So getting over to Danny, we giving the police the report. He asking, is this everything that happened? And she's saying, yeah, she got a restraining order. He was like, okay, we'll be in touch with you. And I'm sorry that you went through this. And she's like, okay, she got the little ice pack on her or whatever. So Preston, in the meantime, is trying to clean up things, put things back, pick up things off the floor. And Danny's like, Preston, just stop. Just leave it. Just leave it. Just leave it. And he's like, okay, well, whatever you need. So now he walk over to the couch like he gonna go ahead and lay down, honey. All right. He was taking off that shirt because she was like, not tonight, I can't go through it. She was like, I just want to go to bed. And he was like, you know what, that's fine, that's fine. He was asking, can he tell her something? And she's like, not tonight. He was like, okay, well, I'm glad that I came back. And so he was like, I almost didn't. And she was like, well, why did you? And he was like, because I wanted to confront whoever was in here. So she like, okay, well, you saw, he said, well, I'm glad I came back. And I'm pretty sure, that you're glad that I came back too, right? I know that you are too. So she's like, Preston, you know what I'm saying? I just don't want to deal with it. I just want to go to bed. Like, okay, whatever you say. So he was about to be like, Danny, why is everybody? And again, she's just like, Preston, not tonight, man. Okay, I cannot do it. And he's like, all right, Danny, fine. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, lay down, get your rest. Let's get some rest. So like I said, he walks over to the couch and he's ready to go ahead because she had basically, held his hand and was like, thank you. And he was like, no problem. So when she see him going to the couch, she like, what are you doing? He was like, girl, I ain't leaving you here, okay? I'm staying here tonight. There's no way that I'm leaving you. So she was like, I don't need you to do that. And he was like, I know you don't need me to do it. I know you're strong. I know you don't need nobody. I know you got it. But I'm staying here tonight. I ain't going home, all right? So she was like, well, what about Mindy? He said, she knows. And she was like, she knows what? She knows that I care about you. She knows that I love you. She knows that I want to be with you. She was like, I don't know what kind of weird stuff y'all into or whatever the case may be. How the heck is she okay with that or whatever, right? But then she's like, you know what? I'm not going to go down this damn road with you. Whatever. You stay, you go. I don't give a damn either way. She was like, because he talking about, what? She said, you love me too. And she was like, well, I'm so glad that everybody knows me. But she told him it was a really effed up night tonight, okay? And she cannot handle anything else. So he was like, okay, well, we don't have to talk about nothing at all. Just go ahead and get your rest, right? So she got ahead to take her socks and stuff off and get comfortable. And he got ahead and was fixing them pillows on that small ass couch. I said, damn, Preston, that couch is so tiny. He didn't even look like he was going to get his legs up there. But of course, he just worried about Danny. He ain't thinking about that, and just want to make sure that he was, she was okay. And even though I ain't been feeling Preston and his shenanigans lately, I appreciated the fact that he was able, to come back and basically be there for her. So they both basically say, good night and go ahead to lay down. So now, we move on from them or whatever the case may be, and we get to freaking child Maurice, Sabrina, and Calvin over here, right? She's updated on everything that went down with Q. He over here talking about he gonna get his car back. This effer stole his car and got a gun, and I'm saying, how he wrestled him and all this stuff, and how he was going to get the car back. Y'all know what I mean. And he got shot or whatever, right? And so he was like, well, I'm here, whatever. So Sabrina, of course, is like saying, seriously, you could have got in trouble for this. And he was like, look, I can't pay my damn rent. He done stole everything from me. I'm not letting him get away with that. That's just is what it is. So Sabrina was saying they have to figure something else out. And he was like, well, I didn't come over here to talk about this. And Sabrina was saying they should. He was like, girl, we need our jobs back. Have you called corporate? Have you tried to have a meeting? Sabrina told him, yeah, they not having it. She was like, he said, what do you mean? They should know that this is all bull or whatever. Of course, Sabrina lets him know now they want a full, investigation. So she like, well, yeah, I know. And at least we're out on bail and we can worry about trying to get our jobs back once, all of this is over. Hopefully we will get our jobs back. And so, here go Maurice talking about, I don't like this. And she was like, yeah, well, are you sure? So he, of course, gets offended and is like, what do you mean? Am I sure? Do you think I do? And she's like, well, it's kind of your fault. And, of course, Calvin talking about you got a point. And he's basically like, bitch, okay. Looking at both of them like they got three heads, right? And so she was like, you the one that let him in. Of course, you're the one that moved him in the house. And of course, Maurice talking about you two are always in it together. Y'all always want to gang up on me. And they like, Maurice, stop it, So he's saying he already took care of it. And she was like, look, I don't even know what to say at this point. And he said, well, you don't need to be saying nothing to me. You need to be saying it to corporate. And she's like, are you listening? He said, well, try to set a meeting up. We can meet them in person or whatever. She was like, Maurice went on leave. He said, nah, we ain't on no leave, girl. Okay, that's just a damn fancy word. That means that we were fired. We were fired. Okay. And of course, Sabrina trying to say, no, we wasn't. Leave means leave. That's it. He said, child, leaves is on trees. Okay, bitch, we got fired. Call a thing, say what it is or whatever, right? So he was saying that, maybe they could sue them or whatever. And he's basically like, we was fired, bitch, right? But he keeps saying that we gonna set this straight. And then he basically was like, I'm gonna set this straight. So she's like, well, what the hell do you mean? He was like, it means I'm not done or whatever. So Calvin is like, what are you talking about? You almost killed him. And Sabrina's like, exactly. He's like, oh, well, he deserved it. And he's gonna tell me everything. We back to that. Really wasn't nothing new with this conversation. We back to telling Maurice how he played himself and this is his fault. And we back to saying how Maurice is saying he gonna handle things when every time Maurice actually says he gonna handle something, all he do is freaking make it worse. And we already know that if Q was gonna admit to something, he would have been did it. So they keep telling him, you're not gonna get anything out of him and you're sounding real ridiculous right now, right? So Maurice just basically gets up. He don't want to hear nothing else they gotta say. He say they wasting their time and he says he hungry. And then they was like, he never takes anything serious and he always plays stupid. So he's like, y'all do know that I'm sitting right here, right? Okay. I'm sitting right here. I can see you. I can hear you. I know, what I'm saying? Stop talking about me like I'm not here. Then he gonna talk about I can smell you. I said, Maurice, you is a hot damn mess. One thing Maurice gonna do is Maurice. So he get up and he's like, girl, what you got in this fridge? He talking about some child. This damn thing is empty as I don't know what. Okay, it is bare as a damn bone that done been chewed the hell up. Ain't a damn thing in here, Oh, you didn't get your stamps yet, girl. I said, damn, Maurice. Got the nerve to call her a broke bitch. I said, well, obviously you broke too, Maurice, because you ain't got no damn job no more. And you ain't got no money, okay? And you ain't got nothing in your house because Q done took it all. So ain't that the kettle calling the pot black? I mean, yeah, the pot calling the kettle black. So anyway, we get to Miss Fatima coming down. I love that blue and yellow she had on, baby. That was rocking. And Zach done fixed her this breakfast or whatever. And he's like, damn, what you doing down here? No, go back upstairs. I ain't ready for you yet because I was about to bring you breakfast in bed. She like, nah, I gotta get out of here to work. And he was like, nah, you got a whole nother 2 hours for work, baby. I thought I was gonna be able to bring you this breakfast and get me some dessert. She like, well, no, not today. I actually have to go in early for a deposition and I ain't really got time to be eating your breakfast because your breakfast be giving me heartburn. So he like, oh, you trying to basically diss me and say I can't cook? And she's like, nah, you try, but that ain't necessarily your forte, okay? That is not what God blessed you with, all right? But there's plenty of other things that you are really good at that I do enjoy and stuff like that. And he like, yeah, okay. So of course, he's basically still saying that he want to go see, his son and check up on him. And she's like, okay, well, can you wait till after I get out of work to go ahead and do that? And he was saying, yeah, he told her, you're not even going to take the coffee. And she like, well, I'll take a little sip of it, okay? She's like, it's perfect. He like, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. You hate it. Just say you hate it or whatever, right? And she's like, no, it's perfect or whatever. He telling her she ungrateful or whatever. And she like, come here, you have the best day today. Can you do that for me or whatever, right? And so, of course, Zach wants to start kissing more and more and more. And she like, no, seriously, I gotta go. I'll see you later, right? So she go ahead to leave. Now, of course, I love you too. Now we all in good terms. So when she leave out, he actually calls her baby mama now. And she's saying, oh, well, I usually get in from work at 6. And he like, girl, it's 7. She like, yeah, I just got in the house. So, of course, he's asking her how everything works. And, she basically says that, of course, her sister or whatever holds him down during, when she's working at night, and when she come in the day, then she be watching him, right? But he was like, if you sleeping and you getting in from work, then how the heck is she watching him? So she was like, oh, you want to come by and see him? Because he's basically saying he want to come by. She was like, yeah, shit. You know what I'm saying? You giving me this money so you could do whatever you want to do and you can see him anytime you want to see him. Of course, that's all she was really worried about. So he's like saying, well, if you be sleeping, then who the hell is watching him? Oh, well, he got his tablets and he got games or whatever the case may be. That basically, keeps him busy or whatever. She telling him she just needs some sleep. And he's like, okay, well, get your sleep. I'll come around 1, send me your address. And she's like, all right, well, make it 3. And he's like, okay, 3 it is. So he's like, let me just ask you one question. Of course, that's when he goes into the whole sleep thing, right? So basically, she want to talk about some, he got his games, he got TV or whatever. So he was like, well, basically that means he by his damn self and he's watching himself for hours. And she like, oh, please, the door be locked, he can't get out and I'm still in here with him or whatever, right? So he like, yeah, send me the address, I'm definitely gonna be coming, right? But she's like, okay, get here by 3. I said, girl, child, we already know what's gonna be happening with that situation, right? Zach gonna have to intervene with that. You can already see where that direction is going. So then he sat down to go ahead and eat this food that he made by himself or whatever, right? Now we get to Danny. She waking up, Preston done cooked her breakfast too. She like, child, yeah, I heard it and I smell it or whatever. And he was like, I was trying to be quiet. So he told her, that she needs to go ahead and get up and start, getting together with her day or whatever for work. He's like, you got 2 hours, and she getting up out the bed crazy slow. So he's basically like, it's going to take you 2 hours at the rate that you damn moving for you to be able to even get up and get out. Of course, her alarm had, started going off, and he just was standing there, just finished coming out the bathroom or whatever and watching her. He leans up, where the dress is at. And so he was like, you got to get to work. And she's like, I know. So basically, she's like, y'all people damn confuse me. And she was like, you seem to know my schedule better than I do. And he was like, yeah, I do. So she asking is, the girl still at the hotel? And he like, Danny. And she was like, I'm just saying that couldn't be me. And he was like, well, she gonna go ahead and fly, home, and I'm gonna come back. And she was like, you don't need to do that. And he was like, of course I know that I don't need to do that, but he was like, Danny, that guy made bail. He was like, he made it last night. And she was like, how did he do that? He was like, I have no idea. He must be connected. And she was like, well, how do you know? He was like, I checked the police site and it said he was no longer there. So he was like, I'm going to come back for a while and stay with you, or whatever the case may be, right? So she was like, no, it's fine, and you don't need to do that. We already know that's what Danny gonna say. And of course he was like, I know I don't need to do that, but I am. So she was like, well, I guess I don't have a say in this, huh? He was like, I mean, say how you feel. And she was like, that's how I feel. And he was like, okay, you're right. I know I was, crossing boundaries or whatever. I'll go home and maybe you can have your friends stay with you or whatever. And, he's like, it's either one or the other. Like, basically, he's not going to leave her by herself. So she's like, fine, Preston, stay. So he's like, okay, right? So she says she was going to go ahead and get dressed or whatever. So, of course, that's when, he's telling her about the breakfast and all that. So she was like, well, I just don't understand y'all. And he's like, you don't understand who? She was like, y'all cockroaches. I forgot how she said it. Some damn name she said, right? Y'all Caucasians, y'all damn white people, and how y'all do things, because that definitely wouldn't work for me. Now, moving on from there, we get damn Gary and raggedy ass Hayden talking on the phone. He's still saying, yeah, she knows everything. We got to be careful or whatever the case may be, but the plan is still on. We pretty sure that we got, the upper hand on him, and there's nothing that, Robin can do. But he keeps asking damn Hayden, what is this girl name? I want to vet her. And Hayden keeps saying, I told you I already vetted her. I already looked into her, because he was saying, he was going to be at the office in a little bit, but he's still finishing with some things. And he like, that girl's still there. You still dealing with that girl. Now, even though Gary's a pain in the behind, don't like either one of them, don't care what happens to either one of them, he actually got a point where this girl is concerned, as we all know. But he's just loving it, okay, and sucking it all up right now. So he keeps telling him that he's good or whatever, right? And he was like, you over here talking to me about the deep end while you're in a chick's house that you basically, paid for, and you going through all this different stuff, trying to, take over the job and everything else for her. He was like, you don't need to be checking me on nothing right about now, right? And so he still keeps saying, well, you sure you don't want me to check into her, whatever the case may be. And he was like, I'm just saying that you really should let me vet you, vet her. And of course, Hayden is still saying he got this. And he's like, all right, do your thing. He was like, yeah, I am doing my thing. He's like, all right, you do you, bro. So Hayden talking about, believe me, she wants this or whatever. And he's like, yeah, I bet she does. So, of course, they hang up the phone, and Andy come walking out, and he want to tell her how good she looking this morning or whatever. And she's like, thank you. And so she was saying she have to go ahead and leave and get to the office. And he's basically saying that he could walk her out. And now she all of a sudden want to give him a look like she don't want him to walk her to freak out, okay? Because he was saying that he got to go ahead and leave too. And she was like, well, I'll see you. And he was like, come on, I'm just going to walk you downstairs to your car, and was asking, can they talk about last night? But she basically was like, sure. So he was basically saying, oh, well, I've been thinking about some things and I can see it your way. He just gonna tell her what she want to hear so he could beat her in her damn head. She's like, so you get it? And he's like, yes, I do. I was wrong, Gary don't think he was wrong about a damn thing. It's basically full of crap. So she was like, you're going to step out of this. And he was like, I mean, they already got the money, so there's not much I could do. And she was like, oh, no, you're playing in my face now. He was like, how am I playing with you? She was like, there's nothing you could do. She was like, you've already done something, Gary. And he was like, I haven't done anything. And she was like, wow, you're never going to learn. She was like, he talking about something, what do you want from me? And she basically was like, so every man I work with, you're going to try to eliminate them? That's going to be your answer? So he took about, no, not at all, not at all. So she was like, fine, I'm not doing this or whatever. I'm not going to keep doing this. And doing what? And she's like, I have to go to work. So, of course, that's when he was saying, well, I have to go to work too. Let me walk out with you. Child, whatever. Who gives a damn? I don't know. Andy got so much more patience than me, and she puts herself in these predicaments. So I don't feel damn bad for her at all, child. So you get tired of it for real, then you're going to keep on with these damn shenanigans. All right. So we move on from there. Pretty much still got Sabrina and Calvin and damn, Maurice arguing back and forth. At this point, they done found some food somewhere, child, because they done made him some breakfast and he eating that up or whatever, and he basically, still keeps saying it can't get no worse. And she was like, oh, hell yeah, it could get worse. If he's dead, then that's going to be worse. And Maurice told her that's really a matter of opinion, okay? He don't have a problem with it. It would be good to him if he is. So she's like, I can't talk to you like this. And he was like, yeah, I can't talk to you like this either. You need to just talk to corporate. Of course, he started bringing that up again. And she's saying they not, hearing him. So she was like, all of them know that we ain't, did this or whatever. And he's saying how the lady smelled like damn a diabetic foot, right? So she was like, Maurice, I ain't got time for your shenanigans. And of course he keeps saying he gonna get the job back. She starts telling him that he dropping food on the floor, and he talking about something that's where it needs to be, because girl, this thing making me want to throw up. I said, so how you smacking on it so hard, Maurice, if it make you want to throw up? And why you ain't gonna make your own shit, okay, in your own place? Oh, because you ain't got it, right? So now he's saying he gonna go to the hospital to check on Q, and she's like, leave that man alone. And he over here talking about some, bye bitch, bye hoe. I said, child, listen, I would have been lost my damn patience with Maurice, okay, because he'd be doing too damn much. Now, getting over to Hayden, he loving up on this damn girl. She telling him, oh, I'm going to miss you. I hate when you have to leave me during the day. I'm going to be waiting for you when you get back. Hurry up and get back. Then she telling him, I'm going to bring you lunch. And he like, oh, you going to bring me lunch? And she's like, yeah, I love to see you. And she's still asking him about this damn job. Now she calls up Fatima, and she's like, it's Tamara. And she's like, what else do you want me to do? And she's like, well, I'll text you and I'll keep you posted. So she gonna say to Fatima, oh, well, he's the one that's still trying to get me the job up there. And Fatima was like, I already told you can't do that. She like, I know, girl, but he's the one that keeps insisting on it and wanting it, to happen. I already told him that, I don't want him to do it. So, which is a lie, right? And then Fatima's like, okay, well, you're gonna have to figure out a way to get out of there. And she was like, yeah, I'm working on it. Don't worry about it. But he falling so hard for me, girl. And Fatima's like, really? And she's like, yeah, anything I want, he's willing to do and all of this. So Fatima trying to get off the phone with her and say she gotta go. And Tamara talking about some, wait, I just want to talk about pay. So Fatima's like, pay? Didn't my cousin have you do this for me? She's like, yeah, but I thought there was gonna be some money in it or whatever. So she was like, isn't he giving you gifts? And she was like, yeah, but. And Fatima was like, girl, that's your pay. So she was like, well, if I play this right, this could be a much bigger bag. And she was like, well, what do you mean by that? She was like, I mean, I could get it all, honey. All right, I could get every last dime. So she was like, well, that's not what I asked you to do. And she was like, look, well, I was just thinking. And so Fatima was like, I don't need you to think. So she's like, my bad. Okay, I'll talk to you later. And Fatima's like, okay, fine. Of course, when she hang up the phone, she talking about some, child, I'm taking all of this. All right, I'm getting every damn thing up in here. No, bitch, I don't know who you think you are. All right, but I'm taking all this shit. So obviously tomorrow about to be a damn problem, which is no shock to me. Now, moving on from there. Of course, when we get to this last damn scene, because Tyler Perry, he got to wait to the last scene, child. Pam Bryden and freaking, Aaron calling her. Oh, I haven't heard from Karen. I've been calling. I'm starting to get worried about her. She not answering my calls. She not answering my texts. Pam was like, okay, well, then she don't want to be bothered. When she want to be bothered, then she'll hit her up. Like, what are you calling me for or whatever? He asking, can she please tell her that he's sorry or whatever. And she was like, no, I can't. She was like, do you mind telling me who that chick was that rolled up to the shop? So he was like, no, that's really none of your business. Basically saying that him and Karen had already talked about it. And she was like, yeah, and she's not good with it and neither am I. And it basically became my business when she ran up on us or whatever, right? So she's like, please stop calling my phone and putting me in the middle of it. I'm not no damn secretary. And he's like, yeah, actually you are, right? But Pam came back and made a good point. Okay, facts. Yeah, I am, but I ain't on my damn private phone. You know what I'm saying? That's my time and my bill that I'm paying. And right now, actually, you are burning my damn phone up as we speak. So you could go ahead and get the hell up off of it, So basically, she's saying she don't have to answer if she don't want to when she don't want to be bothered or whatever, right? And so basically he's like, all right, I get it. Okay, Pam, no problem. He was like, look, I just want to make sure that everything's okay with her, right? And she was saying, well, she's not okay with that. And he's like, I didn't say she was. And he keeps saying, come on, Pam, come on, Pam. So she basically was like, nah, that's it or whatever, right? So he's like, all right, then I'm going to go ahead and, talk to you later. Bye, Pam. Just stop it, okay? She's like, well, just try her again. And he was like, I told you she wasn't answering. She was like, well, text her. He's like, I did text her. She, that's why I called you, because I'm not getting no answer. So she was like, well, that's your problem, right? You have to deal with it. So, which they already supposed to be saying bye. They done said bye about 10 damn times. Pam pulls up to the shop and you just hear her, oh my God, the shop. And then he's like, Pam, what happened? What happened? What happened? So, child, that's how the damn episode ended. And it's probably going to take them 4 or 5 episodes before they find damn Karen damn body, child. But anyway, y'all, that was the episode. Y'all tell me what y'all thought about this. If I left anything out, let's discuss that in the comments. What do y'all think of this episode? What do y'all think about Andy and her foolishness? What y'all think about Danny and Preston? Okay, what the hell? Child, what y'all, I don't even know what to say about Aaron because that's irrelevant right now since, Karen is dealing with the damn shop and being in this fire and whether she gonna lose the damn baby or not and all of that, that's gonna be enough stuff right there, right? And Maurice and his damn shenanigans, child. And what about this guy? What is he gonna come back and do now that he came out of damn jail, all right? Put it all in the comments, y'all. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you are so inclined. Give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky. Until next time, y'all. Toodaloo.